The very way now with her second mount.
Well, and it's funny, before I was able to compete at this level, I didn't know what the kiss and cry was, and there pretty much every sporting event you go to, there's a stage set for friends, family, and support group there. And you know, the thing is that you're either hugging, kissing, or crying. And so it's fun to watch the reactions there.
You can see it there behind her, the people who stand behind her, because it is a very fun place to watch, and it's very fun to see her drive everything we have.
Championships. We kind of see Team USA walking down there, Chef to Keep, Bobby Costello keeping an eye on. Yeah, and a quick cross-country round and a good show jumping phase will keep that right in the mix. She heads out the chute with her team.
And we saw moments ago Caroline Pamuchu and Kings Especial making her way down the ramp.
We kind of see Team USA walking down there, Chef to Keep, Bobby Costello keeping an eye on the future of the sport, as well as kind of directing everyone towards Paris. You know, a rider like Caroline has represented the U.S. at the Pan American Games, and she is definitely knocking on the door for more senior championships.
If you're joining us in person, be sure, in addition to all the amazing shopping and all the kids zone and all the things that Defender Drive, everything we have here for you on site, be sure to also make your way over to the warm-up, because it is a very fun place to watch, and it's very fun to see who runs down that ramp behind those riders, kind of holding their breath on our kiss and cry while they get ready to make their way around. And I always think that the riders look pretty calm, cool, and collected, and the kiss and cry looks pretty nervous.
Well, and it's funny, before I was able to compete at this level, I didn't know what the kiss and cry was, and there pretty much every sporting event you go to, there's a stage set for friends, family, and support group there. And you know, the thing is that you're either hugging, kissing, or crying. And so it's fun to watch the reactions there.
You can see it there behind her, the people who stand behind you firmly in your corner on good days and bad. And Caroline will hope today is a good one, as she officially is underway now with her second mount in the division. She had a good round yesterday on her mare that went first. She's the one. And it's so funny because she rides a very different range of horses. That mare we saw, very small, kind of little lady, and this is a big gentleman here, Kings Especial.
Well, a completely different make and model than Hannah Bundy's horse, and still a young horse here, just a 9-year-old, so one of the younger horses in the field, was bred by Paul Hendricks. And him and one of Caroline's other horses, Blake, were joint winners of the U.S. 5-year-old Young Event Horse Championship. So Caroline is a big supporter of the Young Horse eventing series that produces horses in the United States, and this horse is definitely a product of that program.
This horse is owned for Caroline by Redfield's Kings HX Group, and so many people coming together for a lot of our top riders in the United States and all over the world, owning horses through either syndicates or different partnerships so that they can really afford to do this and have this great horsepower. So she's trending pretty high so far. I mean, definitely going to put her in the mix of things. This is a big horse in this ring, but he still is able to really compact himself nicely.
Yeah, Caroline's doing a nice job here. You can see how her reins are quite short and her arms are quite long. So she's really working hard to present this horse. He's quite a big mover. His habit would be probably to get a little bit short in the neck. It's easier for him to shorten his neck than shorten his body. And so she's doing a great job of really trying to make sure that the judges are seeing that this horse is comfortable and flowing and forward. You can see the way that she's really keeping that arm long and that neck out. And he's wanting to get a little excited there, so that's a little mistake. When they have a little jig in the walk or they miss a change, it's not really a subjective decision. The judges have to mark that down.
And in that walk there, you want to see, that's the jig you're referring to, where he kind of wants to break into trot, and you really want him to stay relaxed in that walk work. So that'll be too bad for Caroline as she strikes off into canter, and her score will come down a little bit as a result.
You know, and she was clever there. He jumped into the canter a little bit early, and instead of correcting him, she just carried on as in hopes of not disrupting that change, which he's just a little on edge. You can tell he's just ready to go out and jump that big cross country tomorrow.
And that's a really hard thing as a rider, to feel like you're walking on eggshells when you come in this ring, when they're inside the whiteboards. It's really about presenting the best picture you can and you have to do the best you can with what you have on the day. And so feeling a little bit of tension under you, you see Caroline up there smiling away, you have to keep going for it. And again, in that change, you know, just getting a bit extravagant, just a little bit excited to do the job. And this will be one of this horse's, you know, first times in such a big environment. This is one of her horses who's not as experienced as some of the others. And so, you know, obviously getting to know you a bit in this big ring.
You know, it's interesting. It's I was speaking to Tick this morning because there's a beautiful extension there. You know, it's in this test, it's almost a shame you can't do that right in the beginning.
Right.
You know, some of the previous tests you get to kind of blast across the diagonal in an extension, and some of the horses it just blows off steam before they can get into their work. But a little lateral step into halt. It was pretty, but it won't get extra points.
It's too bad because, I mean, you can see with her score, she would have been trending toward the top for sure. I mean, you know, some bobbles, but the trot work that she initially came in with, I think, was so beautiful that she was rewarded for that, and they wanted to give her the good marks.
Yeah, and, you know, these tests are, I was speaking with one of the Canadian selectors yesterday, and we were talking about the show on Netflix, Full Swing. And, you know, talking about a round of golf, you can't nail every hole. You just can't. It's not the way it works. And each of these small movements is like that. Some of them you're going to get a hole in one, and some there's going to be a little mistake here and there. And what you want to think about is, you know, how quickly can you recover? How quickly can you make the next swing a little bit better and get the score to where you, and, you know, similar, we're looking for a low score. So that's really what our professional riders that really have been in this arena know, and you could see that with Caroline when she went in. She just kept riding every movement and showing it off the best she could in an effort to highlight that, and that score is great.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, like I said, she really would have been in the hunt, I think, and she still is. You see her, when she came out there, she kind of made the expression like, well, okay, I'll take it for the day. So yeah. 31.6 will be the score that Caroline Pamuchu earned here with King Special. And